Hey guys, so for mine, I have the Tea Party strategy. And basically, what it is students read or reread excerpts from a story and then they move around the classroom and they read the short excerpts to each other, then talk about it with their classmates. So it can be used as a pre reading activity to introduce a new chapter. So the teacher would choose the excerpts in the case to introduce the big ideas and related vocabulary that are coming up in this unit. However, it can also be a post-reading activity. So the students would then choose their own excerpts if that's what the teacher decided to do, and they would continue and pick out the big ideas that they got from the unit as well. So it can be an effective both pre-reading and post-reading activity. Like I said, students are able to reinforce the Tea Party by with their reading fluency. So as they communicate with their classmates, they are able to deepen their understanding of the big ideas and vocabulary on the cards. So what it would look like is first step, you as a teacher, if you're doing the pre-reading activity, you would make the cards. And like I have done, I'll show you my title one. I made the card and I've also laminated them so that way they can last longer. Or if the students are making them for the post-reading activity, you wouldn't have to laminate them. You could just have them like write on little note cards. So you make the cards and write down your excerpt or vocabulary, and you have a definition for the vocabulary word. The second step would be for the pre-reading activity, have the students practice reading the cards. So here's an example. So just have them practice reading it. That way they're familiar with it. They feel comfortable reading to their friends for when they go around the classroom and share with their classmates. Even if they, for the post-reading, even if they come up with the excerpt, still have them practice reading so that they are still comfortable sharing with their classmates. So then the third step would be to share the excerpts. That's when the students will move around the classroom for a little bit and they will go to a classmate, share their excerpt. Both students will talk about what that student had said and why that's a big idea and why that's important. And then the second student will share their excerpt. And then again, they will discuss why that they chose that excerpt, and the person listening will also chime in and say why that's valuable to know. And then they will go and find someone else in the classroom that they have not met with yet until this teacher says it's time, and they will then go on to step 4, which will share excerpts with the class. So the students will go back to their seats for like 10 to 15 minutes, and the teacher will call on students who have their hands raised to share their excerpt, and then this class as a whole will kind of discuss the big idea and why it's important, and that will kind of be a good conclusion and reflection on the unit that they had just learned. So when should you use a Tea Party strategy in the classroom? It's a good way to celebrate the conclusion of the chapter or book during for like the post reading activity. And so the activity reinforces the big ideas taught during the unit. So the students are able to then get a deeper understanding of what has been taught and what they need to know for either like their test or just to know in general. So now I'm going to share my screen with you and show you a closer view of my Tea Party excerpts that I have chosen. Let's see. Okay, so here, this is my title slide like you have seen. So now I'm going to go down. So here's my first one. Each student, if I was to do it with you guys, each of you would get 3 cards, and this is 1 card. So then technically, as a class, I would give each student 1 or 3 cards, however many, with excerpts on it, and then that's what they will be sharing with their classmates. So one of us would have had this. It says, only babies or walkers. After that, you think Lolo's taking the rat for something the twins did. I whispered over Roly. I craned my neck for a better look. It's not that far-fetched. Lolo loves all of us grandkids like crazy. He calls me precious one, and Roly and the twins his compradas de alma. Lolo would never let anything happen to the twins. And so then it goes on, and that's just a quick little summary of that. And then the students and we would have talked about why this was important. Here's another one that talks about another important thing throughout the book. I took notes as I was reading about the different excerpts that I thought were main points of this book and how it reflected on the book. So I'll just go through these real quick. Some are longer than others, but it's just a good way to have a quick discussion, have the students deepen their understanding about a book. It can also be used, so it can be used in reading class for a book, or it can also be used as a unit discussion for even like science or math or anything that you guys are reading about in your classroom. So that's the 12 different ones that I have made. Okay, so now just to summarize, this tea party, the students will go around the classroom, share their excerpts with the classmates, and just have a little bit of discussion. So hope you enjoyed.